Hey guys, this is Alrighty Then, and today I'm going to show you how to clean the trap of your sink. So right behind me over here, we've got the trap of the sink. And sometimes you may lose a ring or earring or something that falls in there, or it just gets really stuffed up. You want to make sure that you take the water out of the sink. Try to drain all the water out of the sink by either vacuuming it out or taking a towel and getting it all wet and getting it out. The other thing you want to do is you want to remove everything from under the sink. So we take everything out from under the sink because this is going to spill some water. So we need to take everything out from under the sink. Okay. Remove everything out from the sink. Nothing that can't get wet. And then you're going to need a bucket to put it under the trap because it will leak water. So if you have a metal trap, or whether it's steel or plastic, PVC like this, you don't need tools. Most of the time you can do this with your hand. If you can't do it with your hand, then you'll need a pair of channel lock pliers. But most of these are tightened where you can kind of remove it by hand. So we're going to take this and unscrew this part right here. Okay. And then we're going to take this and unscrew that part as well. Let me see if I can do it with my mano. Come on. Don't make me go get the channel lock. All right, hold on a second. It's going to use two hands for this now. Come on. Ugh. All right, I had to get the channel lock pliers because that's in there tight. So this is a pair of channel lock pliers. The channel lock pliers are a great tool because they allow you to manipulate the head, and you can open this thing as wide as you want to allow for whatever type of thing you need. So in this case, I'm going to open it as wide as I can, get in here, and I'm going to loosen this part. Man, hold on a second. She's in there good. Let me see if I can get that out of the way so you guys can see. There we go. So once you get it started, everything is dry. Once you get it started, you can then do it with your hand. So I'm going to put the bucket underneath, and then I'm just going to go ahead and loosen this. Loosen that end. Okay, and then whatever water is in the trap is going to come out. So now with this end loose and the other end loose, the trap should just fall right out. So that's what the trap is. So inside the trap is where you're going to find whatever is missing. So if you had a ring or something, it would be inside this little thing. You just drain it and you're all done. So don't pour it back in the sink, because remember, there's no trap in there. You could pour it into a bucket, but there it is. And inside there, you'll see if there's dirt and stuff like that, you can always clean it out. But there's always going to be a little bit of mildew because it stays. So in order to put it back in, you just reverse the procedure. So we're going to go put this back in. Now remember that when you take this off, you could leave this nut on sometimes, or you could take it off. But the way that it goes is the nut goes on first, and it's going to be loose. So that's why you have to follow it with this washer right away. So you put the nut in, then you put the washer, and notice the beveled edges of this washer. So what happens is when you squeeze this, when you tighten this onto these threads, it forces this washer to go inside the gap right between, and it seals it. And that's how you keep the water from leaking. So we're just gonna reverse it. We just put this right back in here. And you can have this somewhat tight, just a little bit, just to kind of get it, to hold it there for you. Since I'm using una mano. So here I'm gonna butt these two ends together. So you see, you wanna make sure that this is nice and together, and then you start tightening these things down. You tighten them down. Okay, so let me put the phone down for just a second. I'm gonna put it right here so you can see all the action, so you don't miss any of it. So now you just tighten this back. Most of the time, hand tight is fine. You don't need to go too crazy. All right? You don't really need to go over tightening these things. Remember, these are PVC. There you go. So once that's in, you could run a test and let the water run. And if there are any leaks, you'll be able to detect them right away. Nice and dry, folks. So that is how you clean the trap off of the bathroom. So this was Alrighty then. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and wait for the next video. Thanks, guys.